Hey guys, so I have a friend that wanted to get a gaming PC for a budget, and he went looking on Amazon and he found this PC here. I'll put the specs up here for 600 bucks, which 600 bucks seems like a good deal. But when you start looking through the specs on this, you can tell this is, the rock bottom bare minimum budget parts that you can get. So, I kind of let him know that, he can build a better PC for the same amount of money using better parts. So I went through and I got a list together of, some decent parts to build him a budget gaming PC. And as you can see, this is what we came up with here. I think this will be a much better alternative, and the total was $581. So that wasn't too shabby. So let's go ahead and let's put this together, and then we'll go over all the parts. Alright, for the heart of the system, we selected the Gigabyte B450 Gaming X motherboard, which is a very good motherboard, and it comes in at a decent price too. So this is what we're going to be installing. And CPU to go with it, we picked up a Ryzen 5 2600, which is a 6-core 12-thread CPU, 3.9 gigahertz boost, 3.4 gigahertz base clock, so that'll be decent for gaming. Along with the Sapphire Pulse RX 570, which will be this is a 4 gigabyte version. They come in at a really decent price, and this should be good enough for them for now too. And as far as for budget gaming, this will be perfect. And for the RAM, of course, we got the Team Group T-Force Delta R. This is the 3200 megahertz kit here, C16. So this will be decent memory for the system. And we got a another Team Group part here. We got a Team Group 480 gig L5 SSD, and he's going to have to add a storage drive later, and he's aware of that. And for the power supply, we picked up the Seasonic S12 450, which is 80 plus bronze power supply. It's not modular, but it's a really good budget option, and I think for this build, this will be perfect. For the case, we got this Deep Cool Matrix case, which is it's a really nice mid-tower case. As you see, there's room for two 120 millimeter fans or 240 millimeter radiator on the top. You got USB 3, two USB 2s, audio in and out, reset button, your LED controller, power button on the top. There's a LED strip that runs down the side here, plastic panel here, and a piece of tempered glass on the front. And of course, there's a tempered glass side panel with the, you got the basement. You got the basement down there for the power supply and cable management. So yeah, this will be a pretty nice. Case to build it in for them. All right, so now we've taken a look at all the parts. Let's get started on the build. Alright, now that we've got it all assembled and it posts, we'll get Windows installed on here and the drivers, and then we'll run it through some stress testing before it gets picked up. This case makes for a nice clean build. The only detail that needs to be addressed really are the fans, the fan cables more specifically, but as he didn't order fans, I donated these until he decides what he wants. The back side is perfect for cable management on this case. There's lots of room and plenty of tie-offs. I do, however, have issue with the SSD mounting points. The SATA power cables will not fit as it is without adding standoffs under the SSDs. On the motherboard, the Gigabyte RGB Fusion just simply works with the RGB on the CPU cooler and on the Team Group RAM. You can see I ended up installing a Wraith-inspired cooler I had left over from a Ryzen 2700. Here's a slightly better cooler than the one that came with the 2600. And running everything at stock defaults and XMP profile for the RAM, we hit a peak CPU temperature of 58 degrees while running Cinebench R15, so nice and cool. After 30 minutes of Unigen heaven, the GPU maxed out at 75C, and then of course it would drop down to 74, 73, and back up, but it would stay right in that range, which is decent. So yes, for $600, the price of some pre-builts with the bottom of the barrel parts, you can build a pretty respectable gaming PC. It's perfect for 1080p, and you can easily upgrade the GPU later to something more suited for 1440p if you decide to take that path. I wish I could have done more benchmarks on the setup for you guys, but I was pressed for time as it was. Maybe next time. But anyways, we'll see you on the next one.